People think mind reading would make life easy, but for me, it felt like walking through a storm of whispers. I never asked for the ability. I never trained it. It simply grew inside me, loud and messy, until I learned how to block out most of the noise. But even then, stray thoughts slipped through whenever someone stood too close. And suddenly I knew things I didn't want to know. Only one person ever made the noise fade Arya Vale. My CEO. I don't know why her presence steadied me. Maybe it was her voice, calm but sharp. Maybe it was the way she walked through rooms like she owned every second of air. Or maybe it was the emptiness in her eyes, the quiet kind that made me want to protect her even when she barely noticed I existed. "You're distracted again," Mateo said one morning as we walked into work. He bumped my shoulder lightly. "Let me guess, thinking about her." "I'm not," I muttered, though I was. Mateo snorted. "Right? And I'm the King of England," I shoved him. "Shut up," he grinned. "You act like she's a myth. She's just our boss." "Exactly," I said. "That's the problem." I tried to ignore the truth, but every time Arya walked past us in the hallway, my chest tightened. She didn't think loud thoughts like other people. Her mind felt like a locked room with no windows, and that made me want to understand her even more. Everything changed the day she called me into her office, closed the door. She said without looking at me. I obeyed. "Is something wrong?" "Yes," she said. "You." My stomach dropped. "What did I do?" She finally looked at me, her blue eyes cold and unreadable. "You can hear thoughts." Froze. "How do you know?" "I'm not stupid, Evan, and you're not subtle." I wanted to deny it, but there was no point. "What do you want from me?" I asked. "Control," she said. "And honesty?" "I am honest. Not with yourself." Her words hit harder than I expected. She stood and walked closer. "I don't fear your gift," she said. "I need it. But not like this." "Like what?" "Like something that hurts you." That was the first time I ever heard softness in her voice. She leaned back against her desk. "I want you to take a serum. It will silence the whispers permanently." My chest tightened. "You want me to lose my ability?" "I want you to be free," she said. "And I want to trust you without fearing what you hear," I whispered. "Why do you care?" She didn't answer. But her eyes finally did. She cared. That was enough for me. The next day, I stood in Dr. Rowan Pierce's lab while he prepared the serum. "Are you absolutely sure?" he asked. "No," I admitted, "but I'm doing it anyway." Arya watched from the corner, silent. Rowan injected the serum into my arm. A burning pain shot through me, heavy and sharp. Then everything went quiet, too quiet. Rowan whispered, "It's done." Arya whispered, "Thank you." I tried to smile, but something inside me felt wrong. Later, Mateo found me outside the building. "You look dead," he said. "I feel worse." "What happened?" I gave something up. He frowned. "For who?" I didn't want to answer, but I forced myself. Arya Mateo groaned. "Evan, for the love of God, tell me you didn't do something stupid." I whispered, "It's too late." When I looked up at the sky, everything felt empty. No whispers, no noise. Nothing pushing against my mind. But when I looked at Arya through the glass windows above us, I saw something in her face I hadn't seen before, distance. And for the first time, I wondered if I had just destroyed the only part of me she truly wanted. Arya didn't speak to me for the rest of the day, not even when we crossed paths near the elevator. She only gave me a quick nod, the kind she gave strangers. It hit harder than any whisper I had ever heard. I kept trying to reassure myself that I had done the right thing, that she wanted this, that she cared enough to ask me for something so huge. But doubt grew inside me, heavy and sharp. When I reached my apartment that night, sat on the floor and tried to listen for any trace of whispering, any leftover spark of what I used to be. My phone buzzed once. A message from Arya. "Rest. We'll talk tomorrow." Stared at the words for a long time. They didn't feel warm. They felt like a warning, or a door closing before I could step through it. And I felt myself falling into a darkness I didn't yet understand. It hurt. The office building felt like a ghost town at night. Most floors were dark, but the top floor, the executive floor, still glowed with cold white light. I only came back because I forgot my laptop. I told myself I'd grab it and leave fast. But when I stepped out of the elevator, I heard voices. Are someone else's. I slowed down, my hand tightening on my bag. Arya's glass office was half lit, blinds only halfway closed. Her voice leaked through the small gap. Liam, stop pushing me, she snapped. Her brother. I'd seen him around, loud and impatient. I moved closer without thinking. Not to spy, not to eavesdrop. Just to understand why her voice sounded so angry, Liam said. Then tell me the truth. Do you love him or not? My breath caught. Her answer came fast. Yes, she said. I love him. My heart jumped, stupid and hopeful. But the next words cut through me. But he ruined everything. My chest tightened so hard I almost stumbled back. Liam stepped closer inside the office. His reflection flickered against the glass. You could have waited, Liam argued. You didn't have to push him into it. I didn't push him, she shot back. I gave him a choice, Liam scoffed. Arya, you know he would have done anything for you. I swallowed hard. He was right. I had. Arya's voice lowered. I needed his ability. The project depended on it. I felt my stomach twist, she continued. And now that it's gone, everything is off schedule. Victor is furious. The board is nervous. This is a mess, Liam asked calmly. So losing his power matters more to you than loving him? Arya didn't answer right away. I felt the silence like a blade. Then she finally said, love doesn't matter if the company falls apart. The breath left my body. She kept talking. I told him to take the serum because I wanted control. I needed peace. I needed him not to hear things he shouldn't hear, Liam sighed. Like this conversation? Yes, she whispered. I felt my knees weaken. She didn't want me free. She wanted me silent, Liam said. You know he trusted you. And I trusted his ability, Arya replied sharply. Now I have neither, I whispered to myself. She used me. My heartbeat pounded so loudly I feared they could hear it through the glass. I leaned against the wall, trying to breathe. Liam sighed. You can still fix this. No, she said fast. He thinks we're building something real. But he won't understand why I needed the power more than the relationship. My chest burned. Every word drove deeper. Liam continued. Arya, he looked at you like... I know how he looked at me, she cut in. And that's why this is complicated. Complicated, Liam said. You broke him, she whispered. He'll move on. Her voice didn't crack. It didn't soften. It sounded like she was discussing a failed contract, not a human being. Liam asked quietly, do you even regret it? Arya hesitated, then said, I regret the timing, not the choice. I felt something inside me tear. She regretted the timing, not the fact that I destroyed my gift for her, not the fact that I trusted her blindly, not the fact that she had used the one thing that made me different, just the timing, Liam muttered. You're colder than I remember, Arya sighed. Don't lecture me. Victor wants results, not romance. I whispered, romance, and laughed under my breath. What romance? Liam pressed on. So you're choosing the project over him? I already did, she said. You just didn't notice. I flinched. Liam stepped forward. If he finds out, he won't, she said quickly. He can't hear thoughts anymore. He's harmless now. Harmless, the word echoed in my skull. Liam shook his head. You're going to lose him forever. Her voice turned brittle. It doesn't matter. The project comes first. Always. I stared at her through the blurry glass, seeing her differently than ever before, not mysterious, not broken, not someone I wanted to protect, just someone who had used me until I had nothing left to give, Liam asked. What if he finds out the real reason you needed his ability? Then it will be too late, she whispered. For both of us. I stepped back, my chest so heavy I could barely breathe. My hand missed the wall, and I nearly fell. I needed to leave. I needed to get away from that office before I shattered right there in the hallway. As I turned, I whispered to myself, she never loved me. She loved what I could do. When the elevator doors closed in front of me, I felt the truth settle like ice in my bones. She wanted my silence more than she ever wanted my heart. I barely remember walking across the floor to Arya's office. My knuckles hit the door before I realized I was knocking. Arya, open it. We need to talk, her voice drifted out, steady as always. Evan, it's late. Whatever this is, it can wait. No, I said, pushing the door open anyway. It really can't. She looked up from her tablet, completely unbothered. You could have waited for me to finish. I heard you, I blurted, the words burning. I heard what you told Liam. Her jaw tensed for half a second. And what exactly do you think you heard? You said you loved me, I replied, my voice cracking. But you also said you needed my power more than you needed me. Arya leaned back, crossed her arms, and sighed. Evan, you were eavesdropping. I wasn't. I stopped, choking on the irony. I don't have the ability anymore. I wasn't listening inside your head. I was walking by your office. The door was open. So you admit you listened? She said sharply. I admit I heard you, I snapped. I admit you broke something in me. I admit I trusted you and gave up the one thing that made me different because you asked me to. Her eyes narrowed. You chose to give it up. You asked me to, I said quietly. I thought it was for us. Arya stood, heels clicking against the marble. Evan, you're being dramatic. The serum was necessary. You were struggling, no? I said. Stop rewriting it. You told me Rowan's serum would help me feel normal. You told me I'd be free. You are free, she replied coldly. I stared at her. Then why does it feel like you chained me first? Arya didn't answer. Tell me the truth, I whispered. Did you ever love me? Even a little? She looked away. Love is complicated. No, I said. Love is simple. Using someone is complicated. Her eyes flicked back to mine. Don't do this. I stepped back. You said you didn't want me to lose my ability. You said you needed it. For what? Her lips pressed together. A project. A confidential one.
Oh.
So I was a tool, I said. A resource. You're being irrational, she said. It wasn't like that. It was exactly like that. Arya exhaled sharply. If you're done accusing me, you can leave. I felt something inside me tear. That's it? No apology? No explanation? Evan, she said tiredly, you don't understand the pressure I'm under. You don't understand what I'm responsible for. And you don't understand what you took from me, I whispered. Or maybe you do, and that's the problem. Her expression didn't change. Not a flicker of regret. I'm done, I said. I walked out before she could reply. My vision blurred as I reached the elevator. My hands were shaking so violently, I could barely press the button. Evan? A voice called behind me. Mateo jogged over, his coat halfen, concern written all over his face. Hey man, what happened? You look like I'm fine, I said. You're not fine, he replied, lowering his voice. Talk to me. I leaned against the wall. I confronted her and he asked gently. She didn't care, I whispered. She acted like I was being unreasonable, like it was my fault for hearing her. Mateo inhaled sharply. Damn, I gave up everything, I said, my throat closing. Do you get that? I gave up a part of myself. For her? I know, he said softly. But she didn't want me, I continued. She wanted the power. She wanted the whispering thing in my head. Not me. Mateo hesitated. Evan. There were signs. I know, I said miserably. I keep remembering them. Like what? The way she'd stare at me during meetings, I said slowly. Not at me. At my reactions, like she was testing what I knew. Mateo nodded. I noticed that too, in the questions I added. She'd ask what people really meant. She'd smile when I answered right. She watched me like I was a machine giving her data. My eyes burned, and I let her, I whispered. Because she touched my hand once. Because she looked sad in an elevator. Because I thought she was hurting. Maybe she is, Mateo said. But that doesn't excuse this. I swallowed hard. I don't even know who I am without the ability. And she didn't even look sorry. Mateo placed a hand on my shoulder. You deserved better. I squeezed my eyes shut. Then why does it feel like I lost everything tonight? Mateo didn't answer. I already knew. I stared at my blank monitor, trying to steady my breathing. I can do this, I whispered, even though my hands shook. Without my power, I felt blind, but I needed answers. I opened the old internal archives and whispered, "Show me what you hid, Arya." The first folder loaded slowly, like it knew I shouldn't be looking. Mateo leaned on my doorframe. "You okay, Evan?" "Not even close," I muttered. "Then let me help." I shook my head. "No, this is something I have to face alone." He stepped back, eyes filled with worry. "At least talk to me." I sighed. Later. When he left, I clicked a file labeled Project Echo. My stomach twisted. "Why did you need me so badly, Arya?" A page of notes popped up filled with my name. Subject has strong cognitive sensitivity. Potential bridge to neural interface. My throat tightened. "So that's all I was? A bridge?" I whispered. I scrolled and found a recorded meeting transcript. Her voice hit me like a blade. "We need Evan's ability. Without it, the timeline collapses." I whispered, "Timeline for what?" More documents opened with warnings. I clicked anyway. A research blueprint appeared, outlining a device meant to read thought patterns and translate them into data streams. She wasn't scared of my power, I murmured. She wanted to copy it. My chest hurt as I read annotations in her handwriting. If Evan stays loyal, integration becomes possible. I slammed the desk. Integration. I gave up everything for her, and she was planning this. My phone vibrated. Dr. Rowan texted, "Call me." I ignored it and kept scrolling, rage burning hotter. Another folder was locked with a passcode. I typed Arya's birth date. It opened. Inside were financial reports, all tied to someone named Victor Hale. I frowned. Who the hell are you? I read an email chain where Arya wrote, "Victor, the asset is prepared." My pulse spiked. Asset, she meant me, I whispered. The next line froze me. But he's getting attached. I'll manage him. I covered my face, feeling my throat close. "So you never loved me at all?" A soft knock startled me. Evan, Mateo called. "Not now," I said, voice cracking. He walked in anyway. "You look destroyed," he said gently. "Talk to me." I shook my head. I found everything. She used me. He stared at the screen. Project Echo. Evan. "This looks bad." I laughed bitterly. "Bad?" She wrote plans to manage me. She needed my mind for her stupid device. Teo whispered. I knew she was cold, but this. I leaned back. I thought giving up my power would prove something. Instead, I ruined her schedule. Mateo placed a hand on my arm. "You didn't ruin anything. She ruined you." I opened another email thread. This one was from Victor. "Do not let the boy get too close. He's only useful as long as he's compliant." My jaw clenched. "So he's the puppet master?" Mateo asked. "Do you think she chose him over you?" I whispered, "She chose the company. She chose her ambition. She chose everything except me." And Mateo hesitated. "What are you going to do now?" I stared at the screen. "Find out why she let me destroy the one thing that made me different." He exhaled. "Evan, this goes deeper." I said, "Yeah, deeper than I thought." I clicked a video file dated 3 months before she convinced me to take the serum. Arya sat in a dim room with Victor. "He trusts you?" Victor asked. "Enough," she said coldly. "And once he takes the serum, he'll be manageable." My hands shook violently. "She planned it all," I whispered. Mateo asked softly, "Do you still love her?" I swallowed hard. "I don't know. Loving her feels like loving a knife," he whispered. "Then stop bleeding for her." Rubbed my eyes. "I don't know how." I opened one last Documenta contract draft. My name appeared under the term cognitive contributor. I whispered, she wanted my thoughts even without my gift. A note in red ink read, secure emotional compliance. I let out a thin breath. So that's what we were. Mateo looked sick. You need to get away from her, I whispered. Not yet. I need answers. He hesitated. You won't like them. Closed the file slowly. I already don't. My reflection stared back, hollow. Arya lied with every smile. And I finally believed the truth today. I stared at my laptop, the warning email from Hazel Turner still open. Walk away, Evan. My fingers hovered over the keyboard, trembling. Walk away, I muttered, my voice bitter. Right. Like I can just forget everything? Mateo peeked around my doorframe. Everything what? He asked cautiously. I shook my head. Nothing good, believe me. He stepped closer. Come on, man. Talk to me. What's going on? I closed the laptop abruptly. It's Arya, and it's not just her. Mateo frowned. Not just her? I clenched my fists. Hazel sent me an email. She knows things. Things that shouldn't be happening. Things about Victor Hale. Mateo's eyes widened. Victor. That guy's untouchable. I nodded, jaw tight. Exactly. And she's working for him. Or with him. I don't know yet. But I intend to find out. Later that night, I left my apartment quietly. Hoodie up, the city streets empty. I followed Hazel discreetly from a distance. Mateo had offered to come, but I shook him off. This is mine. I need to see it for myself. Hazel walked into a dimly lit cafe, and I ducked behind a column, heart pounding. Inside, she sat across from Victor Hale, papers spread between them. I told you. Ah, Hazel whispered, voice tense. He's close. He's already suspicious. Victor's voice was calm, controlled. Let him. Suspicion keeps him predictable. But do not let him interfere. I won't, Hazel said. He's been loyal to her. If he finds out, Victor smiled faintly, cold, then he will have nothing left. Not loyalty. Not trust. Not love. I felt my chest tighten, each word a dagger. My hands trembled. Nothing left? You've already taken it all, I whispered under my breath. Hazel glanced around. Did someone just... I ducked lower. No, I muttered, too late. My stomach churned with anger and betrayal. She didn't even pause to think about me, about everything I'd done for Arya. I clenched my fists. The fury inside me surged. I followed them after the cafe. They discussed Arya like she was a pawn, not a person. She can't risk knowing too much, Victor said. Make sure she remains unaware. Hazel nodded. Everything is in place. He'll never see it coming. I froze. Everything. You mean me? My mind raced. They were using her, manipulating her, but also manipulating me through her. I felt hollow, angry, and alive all at once. I walked home slowly, replaying every word. Mateo's face flashed in my mind. What now? I whispered aloud, pacing the small living room. Mateo would have told me to calm down, to take it slow. I ignored him. Calm had left me hours ago. I had to act. I opened my laptop again. If I stay silent, they win, I said aloud. My fingers hovered over the keyboard. I need to be smart, quiet, patient. I drafted a plan, step by step, carefully, methodically. No impulsive moves, I muttered. Make them think I'm gone, broken, harmless. Then strike where it hurts the most. I leaned back, eyes burning. Hazel warned me for a reason. She knew I'd see the truth eventually. And I did. My mind replayed every interaction with Arya, every manipulated smile, every moment I had trusted her blindly. Rage mixed with heartbreak, sharpening into something focused. I whispered into the darkness of my apartment. They think I'm just a man who gave up everything for love. They don't know I'm still here, and I'm watching. And when the time comes, they'll regret underestimating me. The city lights outside flickered. My hands rested on the table, trembling not from fear, but from anticipation. I'm not leaving, I said firmly. Not anymore. I'll do this right. I'll do it quietly. They'll never see me coming. Hazel's warning had confirmed it. I couldn't run. I couldn't ignore it. My heartbreak burned hotter than any anger I'd ever felt. But now it was focused, strategic, calculated. Revenge wasn't just a thought anymore. It was my purpose. And I whispered into the silent apartment, I'm going to make them pay. Smartly, quietly, perfectly, I finally stood, back straight, determination hardening in my chest. No one manipulates me and walks away, I said. Not Arya. Not Victor. Not anyone. I opened a new file, started planning each step carefully. The quiet revenge had begun. I watched the screen, my fingers hovering over the keyboard. My heartbeat thumped so loud, I was sure anyone in the office could hear it. Mateo leaned against the doorframe again. Evan, are you seriously going to do this? I have to, I said, not looking away. If I don't, nothing changes. She keeps walking through life like she's untouchable, and Victor keeps pulling the strings. Mateo's eyes narrowed. You're talking about leaking company files? Illegal stuff. Early evidence. Are you insane? I'm not insane, I whispered. I'm smart, careful, quiet. He stepped closer. Careful? Evan, this could destroy you too. I shook my head. I can handle the risk. She needs to see consequences. My fingers pressed the keys. The files transferred to a secure leak portal. Done. Mateo whistled low. You did it. Are you proud? Not proud. Necessary, I said. My chest tightened as emails and calls started flooding the system. I watched live updates. The board panicked first. What the hell is this? One executive typed. Another wrote, this can't be real. Mateo muttered. They're already turning on her. Investors are pulling out. I leaned back. My throat ached. Guilt hit me immediately. I'm hurting her. Mateo crossed his arms. She deserves this, Evan. Don't lie to yourself. She doesn't deserve pain like this, I whispered. Not like this. I watched the live footage from the cameras outside Arya's office. Her face was pale, eyes wide, like a hunted animal. Her fingers clutched a stack of papers. It's just the project, I heard her mutter to someone on the phone. I can explain everything. Mateo glanced at me. You feel it, don't you? The guilt. I do, I admitted. But there's more. She's defending him. What? Mateo asked, confused. Victor, I said, voice low. She doesn't see that he's planning to remove her. She still trusts him. She's telling everyone he's loyal. Protecting him. Mateo shook his head. You can't fix other people's mistakes. I know, I said, but it's infuriating. Her kingdom. It's collapsing around her, and she doesn't even see the betrayal. I watched her pace in her office. Evan, you've got to see this. I whispered to Mateo. She's exhausted, hunted, but she's still trying to protect him. Mateo's face was pale. You're going too far. This isn't just revenge anymore. This is crossing a line. I can't stop, I said firmly. I can't. I gave up too much for her. I trusted her. And she never valued me. She trusted the wrong person. And now, it's coming apart. The phone in my hand vibrated. Another message from an anonymous source. The board is questioning her integrity. Investors are pulling funding. She won't last long if this continues. I whispered, good. Let her see what real consequences feel like. Mateo's voice was quiet but firm. Evan, listen. You're right to want justice, but don't let this consume you. You could lose yourself in it. I shook my head. No, I know exactly who I am. I'm the one she underestimated. And now she's realizing it too late. I clicked another file, sending more evidence to the portal. Arya's office lights flickered as her assistant ran in with urgent papers. Her voice cracked as she said, everything's falling apart. The board, the investors. Mateo whispered, she's panicking. Yes, I said, a cold edge to my tone. She should. She needs to feel what it's like to be powerless. I watched her sit down heavily at her desk, head in her hands. Her phone rang again. "Victor," she said, almost pleading. "Victor, please, you have to—" She paused, listening. "I can't do this without you. I need your support." Mateo's eyes went wide. "She's still defending him?" "Exactly," I muttered. "She doesn't even realize he's using her. That's why I can't stop. She needs to see the truth, even if it hurts her." I felt my chest tighten, guilt and anger colliding. I never wanted this to be personal, but she made it personal the moment she betrayed me. "I can't just walk away," Mateo sighed. "Then be careful. Don't let it destroy you." I leaned back, eyes fixed on the monitor. Arya's empire was crumbling, piece by piece. I whispered, "I feel sorry for you. But you should have thought about the consequences before you played with everyone's lives. Even mine." Mateo shook his head. "You're going to ruin yourself before this is over." "I'll take the risk," I said. "I can't let her or him get away with this. Not anymore." The office was quiet except for the faint hum of computers. I pressed a few more keys, sending another batch of files into the world. I whispered to the empty room, "Your kingdom is falling apart, Arya, and there's nothing you can do to stop it now." I couldn't stop thinking about Victor Hale. Mateo warned me, "Evan, digging into him is dangerous. Just let it go." But I couldn't, not after seeing Arya crumble. I needed the truth, even if it hurt more than anything. I started with old business reports, leaked contracts, and public records. Nothing much at first, just investments, partnerships, and board votes. Then I found a thread in an old email chain. Victor's name signed under threats and demands. My stomach twisted. "This is him," I whispered. "This is the man controlling her life." I dug further, tracing his patterns. Each document, each signature, showed the same thing. Pressure, blackmail, silent threats disguised as advice. Every time Arya made a risky choice, Victor's hand was there, unseen but undeniable. Mateo peeked over my shoulder. "Evan, do you really want to know everything?" "I have to," I said, teeth gritted. "I need to see what she's been protecting." The next day, I followed the building schedule quietly, keeping distance. I needed to see them together, Victor and Arya. I hid behind a corner in the hallway. When I saw her approaching him, Victor's presence was magnetic, terrifying. "Arya," he said, calm but sharp. "I need this done correctly. You can't afford mistakes." She flinched. Her shoulders shook slightly. I'm doing everything I can," she whispered, voice small, fragile. "No," he said sharply. "Not enough. I've tolerated delays, but the next mistake could cost you more than your position." Her eyes widened. For the first time, I saw her as human, not the untouchable CEO, but a woman terrified. I understand," she said, voice barely audible. Victor leaned closer. "Don't test me, Arya. I've backed you so far, but my patience is thin." She swallowed hard, her hands gripping the papers she carried. "I won't fail you," she whispered. Her lips trembled. I stepped back, heart tight. This wasn't manipulation for gain. This was survival. She had lied, used me, even smiled, just to protect herself from him. And now I understood. The betrayal burned less sharply than before, replaced by a complicated ache, pity, anger, sorrow, all mixed together. Mateo's voice came softly through my earpiece. "You okay, man?" "No," I said quietly, "but I need to see this." Victor's voice softened slightly. "Arya, you know I want you safe, but your choices must align with mine. Do you understand?" "Yes," she whispered, nodding, shoulders shaking. "I understand." I felt bile rise in my throat. She'd used me because she had no other choice. Every smile, every encouragement, it wasn't for me. It was to survive Victor's control. Mateo whispered, "Evan, this is brutal." "I know," I said. "Nothing is simple anymore." Victor finally stepped back. "Good. I expect results." "Don't disappoint me," she exhaled, a shaky, ragged breath. Her fingers trembled on the papers. I noticed her lips quivering, her eyes glassy, filled with exhaustion. She looked at the floor, not meeting his gaze. I whispered, she's terrified of him. She lied, used me, everything. To protect herself. Mateo's voice was quiet. You still love her? I shook my head. I don't know. I feel for her. But the betrayal stings differently now. This is survival, not malice. Not manipulation alone. She was trapped. I watched her leave, shoulders hunched, walking fast down the hallway as if she wanted to disappear. Victor followed, commanding, cold, untouchable. I stayed hidden, heart heavy. Evan, you okay? Mateo asked again. I think so, I said slowly. But seeing her like that makes everything more complicated. I wanted revenge. I wanted justice. But now I know. She was never fully the enemy. Mateo nodded. So what does that mean for your plan? I exhaled, running a hand through my hair. It means I have to be smart. Careful. I still want the truth out. And I still want consequences. But I can't hate her anymore. Not completely, Mateo muttered. Good luck keeping that in mind, I whispered to the empty hallway. I've given up my mind reading. I've been used. I felt betrayed. And yet I can't fully despise her. She's just human, Evan. Terrified, flawed, desperate. Mateo's voice softened. Then don't forget your own humanity in all of this. I nodded. I won't. But nothing is simple anymore. Nothing. I turned away from the hallway, away from Victor, and back to my laptop. I had evidence, plans, and truth. Now, I understood the stakes. Arya's lies were survival. My anger remained, but it had shifted into something more. Precise, controlled. I whispered, I will expose everything, Victor. And I will protect the truth about her, even if it hurts her. Even if it hurts me. Nothing is simple, but nothing stays hidden forever. I leaned back, eyes fixed on the screen. My hands were steady now, focused. Revenge and justice had taken on new meaning. And the man behind every lie was finally revealed. The building smelled of smoke before I even saw it. My phone vibrated violently in my hand. Evan, please, Arya's voice trembled, breaking through my ears. You have to help me. Please now. I cursed under my breath. Where are you? I shouted. The lab. The West Wing, she sobbed. There's fire. It's spreading. Mateo grabbed my shoulder. Evan, this is insane. You can't just... I don't care, I snapped. She's in trouble. I ran through the hallways, my boots echoing against the concrete. Smoke stung my eyes. Arya, stay with me, I called. Her sobs guided me. I burst into the lab. Flames licked the walls, glass shattered from heat. Arya crouched in the corner, tears streaking her face. Evan, I didn't know what else to do. I grabbed her hand. What happened? Are you okay? She shook her head violently. No. Victor, he tried to sacrifice me. He set it on fire to cover his tracks. I can't lose you, Evan. I need you. I clenched my jaw. Calm down. We're getting out of here. Together. Arya's voice trembled again. I have to tell you. Everything. I can't lie anymore. I was terrified, Evan. Afraid of him. Afraid of losing everything. Afraid of losing you. I lied because I thought it was the only way to survive. I didn't want to hurt you. I never stopped loving you. I froze. My chest tightened. You loved me. I whispered, disbelief and raw pain colliding. Yes, she sobbed. I know it doesn't fix anything. I used you. I manipulated you. But I loved you all the same. I was too afraid to show it. I swallowed hard. My mind reeled, but there wasn't time to process it. Flames crackled closer. Then stop talking. Let's move. I grabbed her arm. She nodded, tears dripping onto my shoulder. I'm sorry, she whispered. I really am. Smoke filled my lungs. My vision blurred. It's okay. Just stay with me. We ran through corridors, dodging falling debris. Arya coughed violently. I can't. Breathe, she gasped. I pulled her close. Don't worry. I've got you. Just a little further. We reached a stairwell. Flames roared behind us, licking the walls, consuming everything. Evan, we're trapped. She cried. Not yet, I said, gritting my teeth. Follow me. Keep moving. We descended rapidly, every step echoing the chaos around us. I heard shouts, Victor yelling orders, cursing under his breath. Arya flinched. He wants to burn it all. Me included. I nodded. I know. But we're getting out. Another wall ignited, blocking our path. I grabbed her hand. Through here. I pulled her into a side corridor, smoke thick, flames hot against my skin. She clung to me tightly. Evan, I'm scared. I've never been this scared before. I know, I said, but I'm here. I won't let anything happen to you. Not now. We stumbled into a secondary exit. Flames chased us, glass shattered under heat. Arya tripped, and I caught her. Got you. Don't fall now, I said firmly. She clung to me, sobbing. I'm sorry. For everything? For the lies, the secrets. For making you lose your gift. For letting him control me? I shook my head, cutting her off gently. Don't apologize. Just keep moving. We're almost out. The stairwell led to an emergency door. I shoved it open, and we spilled out into the night. Fresh air hit us, carrying the smell of smoke. I dropped to my knees, pulling Arya into my arms. She pressed her face into my chest, shaking uncontrollably. I was so scared, Evan, she whispered. I thought I would lose you. I couldn't lose you. You're safe now, I said softly. I've got you. We're safe. She lifted her tear-streaked face to look at me. Do you forgive me? I hesitated. The rage, the betrayal, the heartbreak, all clashed with the sight of her trembling. Terrified and honest for the first time. I don't know if I can forgive you fully, I admitted. But I see the truth now. You weren't just cruel. You were scared. And I understand more than I thought I could. Arya exhaled shakily. I swear, Evan, I never stopped loving you. Never. I held her tighter. Then we'll figure it out later. Right now, just stay with me. We're alive. That's what matters. The fire roared behind us, lab collapsing into flames, alarms blaring, security yelling in panic. I felt Mateo's hand on my shoulder. You made it. Both of you. That was close. I nodded, eyes on Arya. She's here. She's alive. And I'm not letting go. Arya whispered again, voice small, fragile. I'm so sorry. For everything. I kissed her forehead gently. Then don't say it again. Just live. We escaped. That's real. That's enough for now. For the first time, I saw her regret was real. The mask, the lies, the cold CEO, it all fell away. She was human. She was terrified. She was honest. And I still cared, maybe more than ever. The night burned around us. But in that moment, as we held each other, I realized we could survive anything. Arya's hand trembled in mine. Evan, I need to say something. Please, just listen. Her voice was raw, cracking like fragile glass. I exhaled slowly, keeping my gaze fixed on her. Go ahead. I'm listening. She swallowed hard. I'm so sorry. For everything. For the lies, the manipulation, the way I used you. All of it. I thought I was protecting myself, but I see now I was only hurting you. I never wanted to. I loved you, Evan. I really did. But fear. Pressure. It made me selfish. I was too afraid to risk anything, even losing you. And I know I did. I stayed silent, letting her words wash over me. The honesty in her tone. It was raw, unguarded. I had never heard her like this before. I don't expect you to forgive me, she continued, voice shaking. I know I broke you, but I want you to know the truth. I loved you, even when I pretended not to. even when I used you. And if you can find it in your heart, I want to try again. To make things right, to be with you properly this time. Her words struck me, but not in the way she wanted. My chest ached and my throat felt tight. Arya, I hear you. I do. And I believe you. I paused, choosing my words carefully. But I'm not the same man I was before. I gave up everything for you. My gift, my trust, everything. I can't go back to being that person. I can't. I've changed. Her eyes glistened, tears spilling freely now. I understand. I hoped. I shook my head gently. No, I can't. I wanted to say yes. Believe me, I wanted to. But I can't risk being that naive again. I can't hand myself over to fear and manipulation, not even for love. You were sincere finally, but it's too late. She bit her lip, staring at the floor. Her hands fell from mine, trembling slightly. Too late. I know. I see that now. I should have trusted love over fear, trusted you over him. I was so blind. And I hurt the one person who ever truly cared. I nodded slowly, keeping my emotions locked behind a wall I had built long ago. Yes, you hurt me. And you can't undo that. Not fully. Regret doesn't erase the past, Arya. It doesn't bring back what you made me lose. Her voice barely a whisper now. I'm so sorry, Evan. I wish I could take it all back. I wish I could go back and do things differently. I swallowed hard. I know, and I appreciate that. I really do. But I can't go back. I have to move forward alone, without being that man who gave up his everything for someone who didn't value it properly at the time. Tears slid down her cheeks. So, that's it? You're walking away? I took a deep breath. Yes, it's not about hate or anger. It's about self-preservation. I can't let myself be broken again, even by someone I love. You're sincere now, but sincerity can't repair the past. Not fully. Fell silent, the weight of her own mistakes pressing down. I could see her heart in her eyes, raw and open, and it hurt me more than her betrayal ever had. I understand, she finally whispered. I see now, and I'll always regret it. I nodded. Good. Learn from it, Arya, and live your life properly. Not through fear, not through manipulation, and not through me. That's the only way you'll ever make it right for yourself. Her lips quivered as she tried to speak, but no words came. I stepped back, letting my hand fall from hers. My heart felt heavy, but steady. I couldn't let the past dictate me anymore. I'll always remember what we had, she whispered finally, voice breaking. I'll remember too, I said softly. But memories don't bring back the man I lost, the man I've become. And that's the truth I have to live with. I turned, walking away slowly, feeling the weight of every choice I had made. Every sacrifice, every moment I had given her fully. And the cold reality that it wasn't enough for her then. The night air hit me, crisp and clear. I inhaled deeply, letting it fill my lungs. Her sobs followed me faintly as I walked into the darkness. I didn't look back. I couldn't. My path forward was mine alone, shaped by betrayal, regret, and the hard-earned knowledge that love sometimes comes too late. I whispered into the night. More to myself than her, regret is real, Arya. But it came too late. I sat in my apartment, laptop open, heart pounding. Mateo leaned against the wall. You really going through with this? I didn't look away. Yes. Victor Hale needs to fall. Completely. No excuses. No manipulation left unchecked. Everyone deserves to see the truth. Mateo shook his head. You're not afraid? I am, I admitted, fingers hovering over the keyboard. But afraid doesn't mean I stop. I can't. Not anymore. I hit send. The files, the evidence, the proof of Victor's manipulation, blackmail, illegal activities, all exposed to the public and the board. Emails flew, news outlets pinged, and I watched the chaos unfold. Mateo muttered, You're insane. That's going to ruin him. Good, I said, voice tight. He deserves it. The phone rang. It was Arya. I hesitated, then answered. Evan, she said, voice calm but distant. I saw the reports. You did this. Yes, I said simply. He had to fall. For everyone he controlled. For me, for you, for the truth, there was silence on the line. Then she spoke, softer this time. He's gone, Evan, completely exposed. The board, they're restructuring. Investors are reassured. My position is secure. Thanks to you, swallowed hard. So, you're okay? I am, she said. Stronger, humbled, and I owe you more than I can ever say. But, her voice faltered. We remain. Apart, I felt a pang, sharp and real. I know, I said quietly. I never expected. Anything else? Not after everything. Her sigh was heavy, but sincere. I don't blame you for walking away. I only hope you find peace. You deserve it. Mateo cleared his throat behind me. Evan, you hearing this? I hear her, I muttered. But it doesn't change anything. Not anymore. I closed the call and stared at the city lights outside my window. The fire of revenge, the weight of heartbreak, and the taste of justice mingled in my chest. For the first time in months, I felt free. Mateo watched me quietly. So, what now? I exhaled slowly. Now I rebuild. Not for her, not for Victor, not for anyone. For me, real power isn't hearing thoughts. It's choosing yourself. Choosing to live without chains, without manipulation, without being a tool for someone else's game. Mateo nodded. Sounds like a good start. I smiled faintly. It is, and it's necessary. I lost a lot to gain this clarity, but I wouldn't trade it. Not for anyone. I thought of Arya. Her regret had been real. Her love had been real. But it had come too late. I had to accept that. I whispered into the quiet apartment. I forgive you, Arya, but I can't go back. I choose myself now. Mateo clapped my shoulder. Then let's get started. New life, new rules, no more ghosts. I nodded, feeling the weight lift slightly. Exactly. No more ghosts. No more past dragging me down. I've paid the price for my freedom, and it's worth it. Days passed. I applied for new work, met new people, learned to live with my scars instead of letting them define me. I didn't seek love. Not yet. I sought balance. I sought myself occasionally. Arya's name flickered in my thoughts. But now it was tinged with respect and understanding, not desire. She's stronger now, I whispered one evening. She's humbled, she's human, and she's learned. And I've chosen my path. Mateo grinned. You sound almost peaceful. I am, I said, leaning back in my chair. The chaos is gone. The lies are exposed. The man who controlled everyone is defeated, and I am free. I closed my eyes, remembering everything, the loss of my gift, the betrayals, the fires, the heartbreak. It had cost me dearly, but I had survived. I had grown. I had reclaimed my life. A soft breeze came through the window, carrying the scent of the city at night. I whispered to no one, and yet to everyone who had hurt or used me. This is my life, my choice, my freedom. And nothing, not fear, not love, not betrayal, will take it from me again. Mateo stood quietly, giving me space. I felt the weight of months lift from my shoulders. The world hadn't changed. It was still messy, still cruel, but I had changed. I had power now, not over others' minds, not through manipulation, but over myself. The city lights sparkled below, indifferent to the struggles of men and women, to secrets and lies. But I didn't care. I had survived, and I had chosen my path. And for the first time, the future felt mine. I whispered again, softer this time, a promise and a closure. I'm free. I've paid the price, and it's worth it. The night stretched before me, endless and open, and I smiled faintly, ready to live for me and me alone.